B. Frank Network.
Welcome to another special episode of Happy Never After H&A Pod. It's just the Serg and I, Sergio Chacon, here with me, Mara Merrick, Sergio from DBS Podcast. His podcast is blowing up.
We're doing well.
It's going
and
way
I gotta
big.
tell you, I prefer just you and I on this podcast. Wilfred, back the fuck up. You're long-winded, slow, and you put me to sleep. Your portion of the show on the H&A podcast is sponsored by Ambium.
Just kidding, we love you.
No, we miss Wilfred.
We do.
Yo, dogs. And I'm calling you dogs because you're my homie, Mara. I had a hell gig yesterday. You know, you gotta listen to our intuition.
Yes.
Especially in the hot dog days of August.
You don't do that yet?
I do. But every now and then I flip the script. Yesterday, I was asked to do this gig in Canarsie, Brooklyn, like 3 weeks ago. Exactly.
Okay.
She's squinting. You're squinting your eyes,
Yeah.
right? I was asked to do this gig 3 weeks ago, right? I pretended to look at the schedule. You know when you're on the phone and you pretend to look at it? I was like, yeah, give me 1 second.
Because your gut immediately was like,
I just knew.
Don't do it.
The previous flyers of other shows. I look at the TV for 5 seconds, put the phone down. Yeah, I'm not available. What about the following week? Give me 1 second. Put the phone down, look at New York 1. Oh, man, I'm not available. Finally, it's a friend of mine, and he's actually going to be a guest on my episode. So I finally say yes to the gig.
yeah.
All right? The show's in Canarsie, Brooklyn. It's a restaurant bar gig. I picture TVs on while we're performing. Stand-up is hard, people. And when you put like a TV, when you put a crowd that maybe doesn't know there's going to be comedy there, who knows? But we've done enough of these where you can smell a shit gig.
Yes.
Of course, why would I put it on my Google Maps until the day of? It's just an hour and 10 minutes away. And that sweltering heat yesterday. Right? So I meet up with Jason Andors. He's another comic.
Love Jason.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
And that's good company. So we get on the train.
He's seen me very drunk. Okay. Apologize to you in advance. Actually, post.
Did he pop and lock?
Was I
Did he pop
messy?
and lock and get you another drink? Because he's a big break dancer.
Is he?
Did he
No.
go, ba, 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 and pass you
I just
water?
remember. I don't even know what happened. I just remember it was a very embarrassing evening, and the next day I was like, "Well, never speaking to that person again."
You were naughty? You were naughty drunk?
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh God, it was
So,
messy. Continue.
We get to the gig, and the hostess, the person greeting us, first of all, we take a train, like 45 minutes, then we get off, and we had to take a bus. A fucking bus. Right? It's like an 18-minute walk. And, the neighborhood is predominantly like West Indian, so we stand out like a sore thumb, Like, it's like we look like cops walking on the street.
Especially
Or just
with that
herbs.
bucket hat.
Like, we look like, Yeah, I
Herbs.
move around a little different. Jason also is very, he's savvy. He knows how to maneuver in different neighborhoods. And it's fine. The neighborhood is fine. It's just not our neighborhood, and we're fucking far from home. We get to the venue, 0 people there.
Oh, God.
And by the way, the decor of this place, just a random candle in one area. Like this, like one candle. There's like 15 tables. There's one. What do you call those candles that are like the size of a coin? You know what I'm talking about? You get 100 in a bag.
Yeah.
Tea light candles.
They're called something else, but tea light is.
So there's one candle.
Works.
It looked like they picked up a log.
You can get them for $1 at IKEA for 100 of them.
Exactly.
Yes.
There's one of those. I noticed that. There's hand sanitizer on 3 tables. It's dark. It's like linoleum. What is it? How you say it?
Linoleum.
Linoleum.
No. Linoleum. Linoleum.
Linoleum. Oh, with an M.
Linoleum.
I'm sorry, guys. Edit this out, Marcy.
Do not edit this out.
So it's a fucked up floor. It's not as more like my language. It's a fucked up floor. They didn't have like a log, like an alcove, just a log sitting. Like this decoration was scraps from just the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have air conditioning?
They had AC.
Thank God.
On the stage, there's a sink. So I guess it was. There's a fucking sink on stage. And then they have a partition, and it's made out of pine wood. I know my woods because I used to do carpentry work. They burned it to give it more of an accent. They burned it with a torch, I imagine, because it was consistent. It looked like tiger stripes on this pine wood partition. There was 0 people in the establishment.
None.
Not one patron who paid $20 to watch Sergio Chicone and Jason Andors. You know a gig is gonna be shit when the day of, when the promoter hits you up like, hey guys, you mind sharing the flyer? You know, that's always a red flag.
You're like, oh God.
Let's give one last push, guys. When did I become part of the production team?
Am I the headliner? What's happening?
Needless to say, we get paid half. You know, it's up my homeboy, so I'm not gonna bark. Fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm training for the marathon, so I had to be up early. I said, fuck it. Take the 75, run. We go back to the train. There's a guy on the train, and Jason's like, maybe
You mean
we
the
should...
bus? The bus to the train?
No, we took the bus. Now we're on the train.
Okay.
Okay, the bus was easy. The train was a little tough because someone got killed, like in Myrtle Avenue. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, so those delays is what I'm trying to say. And in the cart, there's a guy acting a fool, acting irate. And Jason's like, maybe we should go to another car. We got
Maybe
the
we
mask.
should. He's very white.
Yeah.
He's the whitest.
Yeah. So he detected like his his pussy sense was tingling. He was like, oh, I can't do this.
I could get raped.
Yeah, he was very. I shouldn't say that. I never use that word pussy when describing someone who's scared to death. I never do that. So let's rewind. He was filled with fear. I could tell. Because there was this drunk guy who came close to us, and the guy was being nice to Jason. Oh man, I got a shirt like that too. That's Calvin Klein. I got mine in black. Mine black across the chest. Yeah. And they were like, oh cool. He's talking way too much. We don't care about your Calvin Klein shirt.
Yeah.
We're laughing about something else. I don't know what y'all think is sweet around here. You know what I mean? I make it. You know, you look like you cool talking to me. Because I wasn't like giving into his shit. I'm already like in a bad mood, and I'm just looking at him, and with the mask on.
You looked at him.
Yeah, I'm looking at him.
Okay.
And he's talking shit, but he starts to direct his energy more to Jason. And now he's like, yeah, you say I'm bipolar. I'll kill a whole family. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on the news tomorrow. You know, you say I'm bipolar. And I'm like, no, you're cool, dude. Jason says, you're cool, dude.
You can't engage.
I didn't engage. So I didn't say anything to the guy.
Yeah.
He's like, you cool, though. He gives me the knuckles. So I'm like, and I'm like, I got that. And he kept on fucking with Jason. So we left, and the guy didn't say anything. But Jason, the whole time, went in another car, is like looking through the, you know, where you go through the carts. What's that area? You know.
I don't know. Like I never do it.
Okay. I used to sniff coke in between the carts.
I saw somebody take a shit
in between
there.
the cart.
Yep. And then the next
the sliding
day,
doors to get the next cart.
and they like had diarrhea and they shit. But somebody
and it splashed out like a water slide.
Somebody did that. Someone had diarrhea and did that in the middle, and died. They fell off and hit the third whale.
The third whale. Oh, we are speaking. We are very articulate and clear today.
Rail. The third rail and just died. Can you imagine having diarrhea so bad that you risk death?
Well, you know, it's funny, right? Like, anytime I had a near-death experience, I always told myself, I gotta have clean underwear. Now, this guy just wants to take a shit and then he kills himself. It's like shit all over him. That's the whack way to go out.
Man, Jason, if I dated Jason, I'd have to protect him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's the nicest.
He's a nice guy.
I love Jason.
And he's doing very well. It's funny. He's been doing stand-up for a long time. He's doing very well in Dominican Republic. He has a character called El Tigre or something like that. And the character, he's a Jewish man who speaks fluent Spanish, which is really annoying because I'm Puerto Rican and I don't speak Spanish. So he
don't even speak English.
I barely speak English. Ebonics, my primary language. Yeah, man. So thanks for hearing me out. That's what I had to deal with. And, you know, it's just like I went against my intuition, right? And,
yeah. And if anybody asked me to do a gig in Canarsie, I'd be like, a corporate gig? I am in.
And then I spoke to someone else today. It's just, no matter what field of work you're in, holding yourself to higher standards. And I'm not saying that I would never do it, but you just know better, right? And I've done them before. Why redo the same shit if you're doing other things now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like I'm deserving of a certain quality of gigs, you know. And you're looking at me like, yeah, that's the obvious, motherfucker. So yeah, I need to remind myself
yes
of that.
and no. You have to just be more discerning about. Like, I would never travel an hour and a half to a show you're not going to get paid well on. Like,
well, it wasn't. That's the thing. I'll tell you two reasons what motivated me. The pay wasn't bad, and I haven't seen Corey in a long time. Corey's a friend of mine, a comic. He was, you remember Corey Fernandez?
Yeah.
He was in a Cop Out. He was Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan. Now he's doing shows at a West Indian restaurant with zero audience. I mean,
Oh,
this
how the
game,
mighty will fall.
yo, I'll tell you, this game takes dips.
Dude, no,
This-
what happens is people get a high, and I am part of those people. They get on a high on their career, and then they just stop working as hard. So people hustle because they want to hit that dream, and then they just stop working. It's like you can't hold on to that. You have to keep working at the same level and harder.
Yeah.
Like anyone that goes from $80,000 to $100,000, those people have 5 times more work for just in
I don't
that
necessarily want
20,000.
more work though. Do you want
No.
more work? Like
Not
I don't.
more work, but like you can't stop working once you hit
Yeah.
a certain.
I'm all about
I mean, you
working
could take a little
smarter.
break. You can have a little rest, take a little napsy, but then get right back to it.
So I was recently offered a job to manage the boxing program at Chelsea Piers.
No.
And yeah, they are. It was enticing because you get benefits and stuff. But you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be working 60 to 70 hours a week.
Minimum.
Exactly.
And
it's like-
on call for people that don't show up to teach the class.
yeah, so it was an easy decision to decline. I was very flattered because that's nice. You
Yeah.
know, out of all the boxing instructors in the city,
And they're expanding.
they're expanding, and I want to maintain a good relationship with them. But I just like my time. I like to be able to do something creative in the middle of the day, like I'm doing today. Being with my family, like that's rich to me.
Yeah.
You know. But of course, the corporate, like the money side of me was like, oh, it could be this much money. But I'm gonna be working dirtbag hours. I'm not gonna be able to do my creative shit in abundance the way I want to. Anytime I need someone to cover, I'm gonna be scrambling. Hey, can you cover my class? I'm going away for the weekend. And no one gives a shit about my little comedy skits. Oh my God, you do comedy? My cousin does comedy. I miss you, boy. I'm so happy to see you in person. That Zoom episode we had was.
Dude,
I can't see you on the screen. I didn't like it.
somebody had to not wear a mask. We got 40 minutes into the air. They turned us all the way back around, dropped us back, and
When
had
was
to
this? When you were headed
replane.
to Texas?
Yeah, I was trying to come here and I would have been here by 10:30. I would have been here by
Yeah,
10:30.
people are fucking annoying.
I know. I
As
was
if
like,
all this shit isn't hard enough. Wear the fucking mask.
just wear the
And I say this
fucking
without
mask.
opening my mouth. Can you tell? Can the people tell? I am not opening my mouth.
You
My
have
teeth are
quite
clenched.
a bit of distance between your teeth, so no one will ever know if you have your mouth closed or not.
Yeah, my overbite is concerning. Look, it's like a,
Oh
it's
my
like
God,
a quarter
that's an
inch.
overbite.
Yeah, look, it sounds like a quarter inch.
Dude, I had to wear the whole retainer. I had an overbite also, and I had to wear the retainer that pulled my teeth forward, and then I had to wear the gear.
What? How old were you? 20. I was working in a bar
40.
called. You didn't know how you had a bar with the brace on your face.
Can you imagine?
That's funny.
I think you would have gotten more tips
Maybe.
if you had jacked up shit going on, like a neck brace or like the full gear, and you're like, that'll be $22 for your drink, because that's how you talk with that stuff in.
Yeah.
Because your tongue is like in between two pieces, and you're like, I don't, and you just drool. It's
Oh,
bad.
God.
I know.
So how long did you, like a year? You had to keep that on?
5.
Wow. Well, let me see your
5.
teeth.
They're
Yeah, your
still
teeth are
fucked.
good. No,
No, this one turned. My bottom teeth are perfect, but this one turned. And
I mean, I like a little bit of a turn. You know, it gives it some character. Straight teeth, like all these fucking new rappers with their chiclet teeth.
like the big teeth?
Yeah. What is that? Veneer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just ugly. You know who had a veneer and it fell out right before my show? Emma Willman. She was on my show. The episode comes out Tuesday. Get on it. She came through with a fucking heroin tooth. I was like, yo, do you shoot up through that part of your gum?
Galston has her
Who's
fake teeth.
Galston?
Christina
Oh, Christina Galston.
has fake teeth on the bottom, and
Wow, she got into a fight? She was spicy.
I don't know.
I like Christina.
I do too.
Never had a problem with her, but she's spicy, right?
She's very spicy. We had a friendship. It fell out. We're still on the outs.
You had a
but
fallout with somebody? Yo, your record is like 115. You had a lot of fights. You had a lot of fallouts.
I know. I think it's my stubbornness that doesn't allow me to reopen those friendships.
So Christina Galston is a comic, Puerto Rican
Very
Jew.
funny.
Very
She's
funny. Very
very
pretty.
funny.
She's very sweet too. In her way, but I know back in the day she had some spice.
She still has some spice.
Like she'll put her hand in a bum, Vaseline on her face, and claw your eyes out.
Yeah, I picked her up during the pandemic because she fought her mother and she kicked her
That's
out.
very Florida-like. Isn't it from Florida?
And this was at the beginning of COVID when
Yo,
everyone thought
early,
that.
getting it in early,
And
the
I was
early
like,
rounds of COVID.
She goes, I think I'm going to go to this dude that I'm sleeping with, his mom's house. And I go, don't go inside anywhere. If I'm going to pick you up, you do not. I was like, you stand inside bleach and you don't. I was like, you stay close.
I need you knee-high in bleach with rubber gloves on.
I sprayed her with Lysol.
Oh, my God.
When I was like, all right, you can get in the car. I drove 8.5 hours at midnight to go get her.
She had a fight with her mother.
She told me that her mom beat her up, but the truth was what? She beat her mama
Should we
up.
be talking about this? Is it too much?
No, she talked about it on
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But episodes are up. Go ahead and listen.
So
to
she
them.
was on
Very
the
funny.
episode?
Yeah.
Christina,
She was on a
I
lot.
gotta revisit that episode.
But she's missing some teeth, and she lost them one night in
Her
a cup.
mother knocked out her teeth?
No, it's not the same
separate.
incident.
It's a separate
very
fight.
separate incident. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Very, very funny girl.
She is
Christina
funny.
Galston. Go check her out.
Yeah.
I will
I
always have
haven't
love
seen
for
her in
her.
a while.
Yeah, she's in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, she lives there forever.
So your co-host to the what's your other podcast? With Alicia? Yeah.
Alicia on Muscle Spasms?
Yeah, she moved to Florida too. What happened, Alicia? Couldn't cut it in New York? Too rough for you? Yeah, Zoom. That's what you're forced to do, Zoom. Let me guess, you're Zooming podcast and you're doing Zumba on a Florida beach because you felt cute.
I know.
I'm so annoyed.
At her
I'm
having...
not annoyed at anyone who leaves New York during a crisis. Stick it out. That's some real New York shit. People ask me all the time, Sergio, you gonna go? Where the fuck am I gonna go? This is home. Fuck, I'm gonna go. People got something.
You
You're not
own
gonna
a
leave?
place for it's
I
rent.
know.
It's paid rent.
I want a country home though with some chickens.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I want
Look
a country
at you.
home. Oh, look at you.
How
Miss,
quickly
I got a
you
Navigator,
turn.
I got a Benz, and oh my God, there was a flight and someone didn't wear their mask and my jet had to do a U-turn. You're living large. You live in a mansion in fucking Texas.
Dude, you can live in a mansion in Texas for nothing.
Yeah.
It's very, very cheap.
How's the transition been for you out there so far?
I've wanted to kill my boyfriend about every day, all day. He packed actual trash. So I carried that trash in a box into a truck, carried it off the truck.
Oh, God, so
opened
annoying.
it up, had to kind of pick through the first part of it to be like, nope, this is just fucking trash.
So he just boxed up, duct tape, a box of trash.
Yes.
What kind of trash?
There was like Solo cups, old food.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying.
I was like, oh,
Just lugging trash.
there was one
There's
box.
probably fecal matter in there.
Yes. There was one box. He goes, okay, so I packed up all my shit from here and from the Poconos house and moved it. Like one truck came here and then they went
Yeah,
to
you
Poconos.
move fast and a lot. You move faster than the Taliban. Yo, what is your problem?
Maybe I fucks with the Taliban. You know what I mean?
Yo, that is definitely like out there. I haven't gotten some shit about that. I guess people know I'm a jester.
They know you're
I'm a jester.
joking. Yeah. So I go, do you have dishes or should I bring some? Like, should I pack some in the car for when we drive separately down? And he's like, no, I got it. I have some. And I was like, well, he's a 45-year-old man. You would think, yeah, of course he does. I went through every box by myself because he had to work. He had to get some huge projects. So I ended up doing every fucking thing myself, except for he did come through in the end. And I opened it up. He had 3 bowls. It said pots and pans in this box that was like this big, which is
like 4 feet high.
Yeah. And about 2 feet wide. It was huge. And it said pots and pans and kitchen. And I was like, all right, here we go. I open it up. It's half full. You pull off like this weird tarp thing that was in there. And right away, there was 3 bowls stacked with a grape jelly from like some fast food place that was open.
Oh, my God.
And poured out into this thing. And I was like, so he has 3 bowls. He has a cup, a spoon, and a fork.
Yeah, I mean.
That's it.
So now you just got to go on,
No, we got all
order
of my things.
Yeah.
So now we have We just did paper cups and paper plates for a week.
Okay, you
while
guys
we
are settling in.
We waited for my shit to come, like an adult. From
Was the-
three
what-
different
what-
marriages that have a whole bunch of wedding registry gifts.
Do you do
still.
that? As you like unpack this stuff, like, oh, this is for my 4th marriage.
No,
like,
I don't
with
have
your,
any of
with
that
your
stuff.
With your legs folded.
All
Marcia,
my-
I'm sorry, I just hit the mic again. Marcia yelled at me via email for hitting the mic. I tell I'm very animated. I throw a lot of elbows.
I know you do. You stomp your feet a lot, and that picks it up too.
Oh God.
And you tap.
I'm passionate. No, that was Steve Reed, a guest from 4 episodes ago. Every time he said something, he went like that.
I do that too,
Yeah,
and
he goes,
I stopped doing it. You do it when you're on this podcast. You
I
tap.
gotta cut it out. So why don't you just put me in a straitjacket, okay? Give me a sedative.
No, I don't have shit. Every time I leave any relationship, I leave it all.
Okay.
I don't want I want the fastest route out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm always like, keep the shit. And then I
Yeah.
leave. And then I get to the next place. I'm like, well, that was a really poor decision making on my part. And now it's an expensive overhaul to get everything new again.
I know.
So Anthropology Home, if you'd like to sponsor this podcast, I would love it. There's a few things I want.
What do you need to get for the crib?
I need a new duvet. Nothing right now. I bought everything.
Do you have a bidet?
Don't have a bidet.
I have a bidet and I have a dishwasher. I'm moving on up.
Do you have the one that attaches, or do you have the one?
It's the one I
the
installed
tushy?
it.
Did you have the tushy one?
It's on a toilet seat, and it's like I connected it to my toilet seat.
That was one of my first sponsors was Tushy. Don't go to tushy.com because that I think is porn, but it's hellotushy.com. That's what it is.
It's not working. Like it really used to fire the water directly in my asshole, and I feel like, oh, this feels amazing. Now it's a little bit like it's a little tired.
Why don't you wash it? You probably have spackle in there.
Yeah, I need to clean it.
Clean
It's
it.
disgusting.
And also the sediment from
Yeah, from
New
the
York
water. Yeah.
especially in
I don't know how
Europe.
to clean that thing.
You just, what do you mean you don't know how to
Just
clean
scrub
it?
it, right?
Just scrub it with like a toothbrush or something. Or
Yeah.
like, I think you probably
Maybe
need
I'll
like
hire
vinegar.
help to do that. I need my bidet to be.
Oh my God, the help
The
is here.
help.
Thank God. I can't get help.
As a trainer,
Get
has
good help.
anyone referred to you as the help?
I have felt like the help.
That's the
Twice.
big money gigs,
Yeah.
right? The one that pay you mad money. You're like, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm getting paid $275 every half hour
Yes.
for every half hour session. But they just called me to help, and they just clapped to wave me in.
Yeah, and then they make you wait in the doorway sometimes, and while they have their guests there or something, and you're like, "Hi, I'm the help."
Yo, you gotta take off your shoes. You got ankle socks on in your bag with a TRX spilling out of it. You got sliders. Like, I'm counting your resistance bands. Let me just count my resistance bands.
I mean, most of my clients know that I have a pretty strong base of knowledge, so I hope that, I mean, I respect what they do, and I hope that they respect what I do. But every once in a while, you get that person that you're like, talk to me like that again. Talk to me like that again.
People in the fitness industry who I've trained, those have been one-offs. I've never had someone consistently who was like a fucking asshole. I just don't deal with them. It's nice to fire people.
Oh, yeah. I have a few that I let go. Moving
Oh man, it
to
feels
Texas.
good. It feels good talking
Ooh-wee.
about them too. So let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Let's talk about that. We talked about the hell gig. Now let's talk about hell clients. Listen, because most of our clients, and it's just boring to talk about the good ones who are motivated and who motivate you and you learn from them. Because that's a nice thing that I get a lot in my life, and I'm sure you do too. That's why we continue to do what we do. We're good at it. But every now and then, we cross paths with a fucking dirtbag.
Dirtbag.
Give me one. Give me one that was like, yo, you couldn't believe it was happening.
Okay.
Like when it was going down.
Well, one that I had, every time he did a sit up, he would fart, and I.
You sure it wasn't his back fat?
I'm
He wasn't shirtless and going, because sometimes
maybe that
Was
was
he
it. But
shirtless?
what I
was he
heard.
shirtless?
No.
Okay. Because I know
It could
sometimes.
still, the bottom of your back can still be
Oh,
exposed
yeah,
when you
Yeah, that
are
probably
doing.
was that. You're accusing him of flatulence. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. He's learning, folks. Words are hard.
I used to talk like this before I started working out.
But I had one client that I had to scraping
had to?
session. Had to. I've been hanging out with you too much.
I had one client that had to again. So you had one client that you had
purchased some scraping sessions, and it's a manipulation for the muscle. You've seen those big metal anyway. And also some SMR, some self-myofascial. It's not release anymore. Just anyway, foam rolling. And then one day I showed up and he goes, I just want you to massage me. I want a light massage. And I go, I'm not fucking touching you. Like, that is not, is that what you think I am? I'm not that. And I was like, no, that's out of my scope.
So he worked with you often, and then one day he decided, I want him a soft massage.
Yeah, and he was like, he goes, I've had such a stressful day. I just wanted a nice light massage. And I was like, no, I'm really offended that you would even fucking ask me.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely not. I was like, it's really out of my scope of practice. I don't have the insurance or liability. I don't have the certification, nor do I want to touch you.
Yeah.
Like,
with your skin tags on your back. I don't know why I picture him with skin tags on his back.
He might have. Gross, right?
It's annoying.
I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was like up to here, like I was in my throat.
It's almost like he wanted something more, right? He was kind of opening that door to see.
Yeah, I never take men on anymore. And,
really?
And
because you find that most men are creeps when you work with them.
I have one male client. I have two. I apologize.
Is he gay?
He's not.
Oh, okay.
And I actually set him up with another client, and they've been dating for a while.
They've been fucking.
I hope so. I don't want to hear about it. If you guys are listening, continue to not tell me about it.
Hit me up on the hip and let me know if you're fucking. In this August heat. Y'all fucking in this August heat. AC on blast 24/7.
I want to say something about. So I set them up, right? Sorry, I'm telling your business on here. You know who you are, but nobody else does. Don't worry about it. So I set them up. They go out one night and they stay drinking until 5 a.m.
That's not
I have air quotes. I don't know what entailed. Don't tell me, okay? I don't want to know. You guys are like my kids. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
And then the next day, she planned the date. So within like 7 hours, they had another date. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's when you're just infatuated with somebody, just having a good time. That's fun. You just melt into each other.
But you remember when you used to drink so much that you get hungover and the next day you feel like shit?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they felt, right? And then it was like a 110-degree day, and she planned the date, and she planned to go for a walk.
Of course she did.
In the city. And she goes, we had nothing to say.
In Chinatown. The smelliest place on earth. Let's walk to Chinatown. There's some little Alice right there.
Can I get some dumplings and walk back?
Oh,
You're like,
God. Now you're hungover.
Yeah,
with
so
fucking swamp ass and dumpling breath.
So I'm training both of them. Now, in a normal situation, they would just stop seeing each other because they both did not have a good time on that second date. Right?
Oh, they did it. Why?
No.
Why didn't they have
Why wouldn't they have a good time walking through Chinatown and hungover in 110 degrees?
You want to get a massage?
You want us to get a massage while we smell rotten fish? So he was talking to me, and I was like, do you still like her? And I asked both of them to not give me details.
You better be careful what you're saying on here.
I know. Well, they know.
They know. Oh, okay, they know.
I'm very
I'm acting like censorship
I know.
over here.
I'm like, what? No, they know.
Okay.
So, but then she was talking to me. She was like, she goes, you got to prep me. What should you got to tell me what to do before I go on before I plan dates, because obviously that sucked. I go, yeah, it did. And she goes, he hates me. He's got to hate me. And then I asked him, I was like, do you still like her? And he's like, yeah. He goes, she's a little insane. I said, what woman isn't? And then he was like, yeah, I still like her. And then in her brain, she was already committed to him not liking him. But because I was there as a mediator, I was like, shut the fuck up. You're so insecure. I was like, he enjoys your company. She enjoys your company. Keep dating. And because of that, they've gone on a few more dates.
Okay.
And I was like, how many relationships are fucked up because of insecurities? Like 1 million.
Yeah, most of them.
Have you ever had
probably.
that? Do you ever think that less of yourself than someone that you're dating?
No, I'm pretty confident. I move around differently.
It's weird.
Sometimes I'll take a woman to the mirror, stand behind them, be like, look at yourself. Look what's behind you. You've done well for yourself. I say, you're the topic of discussion in every nail shop. That sounded good. I'm surprised I completed that without stuttering. I got that from a rapper.
You sounded so white. I
got
that from a rapper.
Jigga Jay-Z. That's the most arrogant shit ever. He said, you date me, you're the topic of discussion in every nail shop. That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. And
rappers are funny.
that's fucked up.
That's funny, right? You're the topic of discussion in every nail shop.
You think about women think so little of themselves, even when they're like Beyonce, right? How insecure of her to make that one whole album about him cheating. Then
Did she an entire album?
And then look at Jay-Z's up there looking
like
scraggly as fuck.
Yeah.
Ugh, just not trying.
Yeah, he looks like Joe Camel. Doesn't he?
After going through the desert.
Yeah,
quite
he
a
looks
while.
like he's always thirsty. Thank God he's immensely talented because he wouldn't get his. Yeah, I mean.
When he was younger, he really did a lot. Like he had chains, he had clean caps on. Like there's a big difference. And now he doesn't trim his hair. He wears no chains. He doesn't show off his finances.
Yeah, because he's
now
a billionaire now.
A bajillionaire. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You know what's funny? I've been a fan of his music for years. I saw him on Fifth Avenue one time, right over here, in a silver Benz, and he had a silver do-rag to match.
No.
Like in 2000. And one time, prior to 1999, I saw him waiting to get on a line, waiting to get in the club. He was on line. They wouldn't let him in the club. I was on the same line with Jay-Z. Isn't that crazy? And like 1998, 1999. And he was like, I'm supposed to perform here. They were like, nah. Yo, the bouncer was like, nah. You're going to have to wait on the line. He's like, but I'm Jigga, man. And they were like, yeah, I know you performing, but you're going to have to hold up. He had like one album out. Wild, right?
Wild.
Yeah, I was right down the line, like that, behind them. Like, well, hi, with a button down. Hi.
That's chicken.
Hi, I'm actually here to see your performance.
Oh my God, that's crazy what they're doing with you. That's crazy what they're doing to you.
Sorry if you can't understand me. I've got a major overbite. Working on it.
My teeth are dry 23 hours of the day. I got to water them. I got to water my teeth. Jay-Z, can you help me water my teeth?
And now he has to water his teeth.
Yeah.
He does look thirsty all day. It's crazy.
Yeah, Nas said he looked like Joe Camel when they had beef.
Was it Nelly that also wore the silver with the white car in the video with the silver tooth?
Talking about a black guy who's a rapper with a
in the 90s
that wore silver and had a car in the video. That's what you're saying.
Oh, you can't pinpoint it down from those
Nelly
details?
Nelly wore the do-rags like he had the Band-Aid across his face with maybe.
That's what I am talking about.
That made me irate.
Why?
I hated that fucking Band-Aid. I get it. If your brother got locked up, what? And that's a Band-Aid for as long as he's locked up.
Wait, that's what it was for?
Yeah. Either that or he had a fucking ingrown, like a pimple that wouldn't go away. Yeah, maybe he had a skin tag.
The beginning marks of maybe he's trying to come off as a 20-year-old, but really he was like 45 and starting to get those tags.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Those under-eye tags.
You know, I didn't know you get skin tags from wearing chains. From the rubbing, the friction.
Yeah, it's anytime your skin touches each other or like anything consistently rubs.
Yeah.
And diabetes, you get skin tags from, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all
My friend has a skin tag and he hangs his mask from it. Shout out my man Chris Stefano. Yo!
Chris, take fishing line.
Chris, you're about to sell out theaters. Can you please
Get rid of that.
get that skin tag
Dude.
removed?
You can take.
It's not very becoming.
I took this off somebody I dated who may or may not have been older, but he had a skin tag and I just took a piece of fishing line and I curled it around it and I just went whoop.
Ah!
And it.
Or you could just leave it there and then it grows out and it falls off.
No, this thing was not falling
That's
off.
disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. This episode has taken a disgusting turn.
120 days till Christmas. I don't know.
It sounded accurate to me.
It is accurate.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I have a client that tells me every single time. Every single time
You know
we train.
what's funny? Earlier today, I had a Christmas moment. I felt like I smelled Christmas trees and I felt like I envisioned like the lights. So that's weird that you bring
Ellie
that up.
Goulding put out a Christmas album today.
Who?
Ellie Goulding?
I have no idea who that is.
I know, because you are.
I love Jay-Z. I love all of it.
I'm
Nelly
always a
had a
hip-hop culture.
Band-Aid in his videos that I really
So
detested.
who's Elliot Golden?
Ellie Goulding.
Goulding.
She's like
I
a.
said that name is annoying.
She-
Goulding.
It is. She is like a white pop ballad kind of.
That comes out with a Christmas album in the middle of summer. So ironic.
It's the songs of Christmas is what it just came. I was
Yeah,
like,
no one can
ooh.
fuck with Mariah Carey's Christmas song album.
Ooh, she's looking rough though.
She is. Stop. That's why women feel insecure. Because you're tearing her down.
She walks maybe 2 steps in her video when she performs now. Like and then people carry her. Like they lift her up and she. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about her body. I'm talking about the way that she moves.
You know what? She's been in the game for a long time. She deserves to be carried.
No.
You know, Prince used to be carried. He used to go in the club and have his bouncer carry. I don't know if that's true, but he looks like the type. He always wore pajamas too.
Have you ever set up your clients?
No.
Why?
So check this out. The dirtbag client I had was a cover. I was covering for somebody.
Oh wait, yeah, we have to go back to your dirtbag.
Yeah, so we'll come full circle.
Okay, sorry. I love how you actually remembered it. Normally you don't remember
I know,
anything.
I know. Jeez, I'm feeling good today. I've been running a lot more because I'm training for the New York City Marathon. Shout out to the person who got me a bib. Back in the days, I used to have hookup for drugs, illegal street drugs. Now I have hookups to get bibs at fucking global race, like globally known races. Isn't that? Oh, it's not really is it a race? It's a run.
When is it?
Oh, it's a race. It is a race.
When is it?
It's November 7th.
Can
So
you give me one? I'll do it with you. I'll race you.
No, I don't think I can. It's too late.
Oh, you think?
Maybe I could.
Are
But
you
I don't know if I
scared?
want to.
Are you scared?
Nah, I'll dust
You're
your
scared.
ass.
Oh no. You're
Yo.
a dusty ass.
Yo, I'm like, I stopped looking at you in your eyes. I'm just looking away. You're getting mad aggressive. I didn't see your hands flailing in
I'm
my
like, I'll do it.
peripheral.
Let's go.
You're talking with your hands. I can see my peripheral. Is that correct?
Peripheral.
Peripheral. Like she's doing a lot of hand gestures. She's being very aggressive here in the studio.
I want to run.
So I used to have hookups with street drugs. And now I got hooked up with bibs. Isn't that amazing? So I got the bib.
Did you have to
under
pay
the
him
table.
for it?
I had to pay. But I'd have to do the charity thing. I'd have to run the 9 races.
Dude.
So I'm in. Second marathon, I'm beating my time. I had 4.5 hours last time because my hips tightened up and I was walking like my name was Deborah. I was walking like a 90-year-old named Deborah because my hips tightened up. I'm going to correct that and I feel good and strong. I'm a little behind training, but I'm
Oh
a
yeah,
specimen.
I'm buying a bib. I'm fighting you. I mean racing. I mean.
You'll be like in the sidelines. The security be like, get this woman out of here. She doesn't have a bib. You're just like that running. Your hair bouncing in the wind.
I did one of those like angry mama classes, like after they drop off the kids and go right to a class.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuck around with a man class, and I was honestly pretty impressed with. I hadn't worked out in a while. I just have been moving.
Recently?
I went yesterday to it.
So you did like a mom class.
It was like an Orange Theory Fitness.
in
but it
person
was
or online?
in person.
Oh, and you killed it.
I crushed.
Yeah, that's the thing. So people like us who train, like you jump in a class like that, like, yeah, still got it. They just sniff out loud. I did that shit.
I can't walk today though. I can't.
I did that shit when I went to Michigan to visit the reptile zoo.
Yeah.
I went to like a title boxing at a strip mall in the middle of fucking West Bubblefuck, Michigan. And the instructor's name was Hurricane. She was like a 50-year-old woman with an earpiece. And she said,
Michigan.
come on, guys, life is hard. Let's punch our way through the adversity. And I was killing that class. I was throwing combinations. Like, people were like, oh my God, are you like a pro? And I was like that. Well, you need to bend your knees a little bit when you punch. I didn't do that. I was a clean slate, and I allowed Hurricane to lead the class. But, those fucking, like, uniform boxing fitness classes, they're a good workout.
It's
but
a good compliment to a workout. I
yeah,
think.
absolutely. It was a good warm-up.
Yeah. I know. I could have gone to the gym and done a full
Yeah.
weight workout after this.
We're
because
talking
it's
mad
like,
shit, right? People
I
are going to
know.
be like, I'm never training with these assholes. but it's true. We just do this we've been doing it a long time. So, like, something like that is like a good warm-up.
There's 3 hot dudes. Okay, first of all, my boss is uncomfortably hot at the Cowboys gym.
Mm-hmm.
I met him for the first time, and I walked
He
over.
has
and
chiseled face features.
he does. He has a tash. He has a mustache.
He has a
and
cleft lip.
It is. I don't know. All I saw was that fresh trimmed mustache. That thing was. I've never looked at a man with a mustache and been like, yeah, I want to sit on that. And this is
You're mad fresh. It makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's just not. It's not fair that I have to sit through this. I'm subjected to this treatment. Like if I was to say, yeah, this girl has some this, and I just want to like squat on her face.
Listen, if I was still drinking a lot, I'd sleep with you. All right.
Yeah, let's start drinking,
I'll force
boo.
myself on you.
Let's start drinking, boo. I'm relapsing today. August. What is it?
It's going
27.
down.
It's going down.
I
At
forgot what I
B5
was saying.
Studio.
Oh yeah, so everybody in Texas is hot, or I'm just real having a moment here. Maybe
Yeah.
it's menopause. I don't know.
And maybe even people just look different. And they're built. You've been in New York, and everyone's like,
Maybe
even the
they're
men
like
are like,
tall, and they're getting out of big trucks, and you're like, fuck yeah, take
they're
me with that
bigger out
knife.
there, right?
You know,
Everything is bigger in Texas.
is that your gun or is that your dick? I don't care.
Yo.
You know, finger with me with either. But
What? Okay, is it finger me, finger blast, or finger pop for you? Finger pop is dirtbag, right?
finger pop is so dirty. Finger blast is gross.
Finger blast. Okay, I'll
It's
be careful.
disgusting.
Okay, I'll never say either
Also,
or.
fingering is.
Yeah, especially with my fingers. My little ass finger.
You want my snake finger or you want my?
Right, you want my little baby cobra finger?
Now you're gonna get the big one.
Now you're gonna get the big finger.
You're like, still can't feel it.
I'll just keep on reading People's Magazine while you get it together down there.
So the super hot guy is doing this class, and he is directly. So you have to do half of it on the floor and then half of it on the treadmills, and they face each other. And so he goes onto the floor when I go onto the treadmill, and because it's my first time, they put me right the fuck up front, so the instructor can keep an eye on me, just to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. And I do the. There was like a section where you have to uppercut, and I'm like throwing the hip pin there. I've taken a lot of lessons, and
Wait. So this is yesterday's class?
Yeah.
Okay.
and there was a part where you have to stay down and then you keep punching. Otherwise you had to squat and do it. And I looked, so I'm throwing the hip forward, right, as you're supposed to, and he looks like this. This is where I wish we had video.
Oh, okay.
He's like this.
Okay, so he's squared up,
And I was like,
and he looks like Donkey Kong.
with his back arched all the way out, and I was like, no one will ever sleep with you.
Oh yeah,
I was like, fuck that.
when you see someone like, especially like I don't want to shame people, because they, shouldn't be shy or uncomfortable about. But some of you motherfuckers have no coordination. And let's be clear, we make fun of you. We'll never do it to your face because we're professionals, but on the DBS podcast at HNA, we'll make fun of you. Because we need an outlet to the madness because we are subjected to looking at this shit. Yeah, some people have two left feet. And is it like worse for like a man who's like bigger like that? Like, you cannot fucking fight.
Like a tall man, and I was like, oh, what a waste.
You scoffed at him.
You know what? Dave has been with me a lot, like 24 hours a day, and I want to kill myself. And I walked in, and my leasing agent, I was like, hey, I've got 3 questions. And I talked to her. I was like, what first? And then she cut me off on the second one. I was like, second, and then just blew through her, and because I want to get all of them out. And then she was like, that's how she was.
Why would she behave
She was
that
like
way?
stammering, and she's hot. She's super attractive, and so I thought she would be the more confident one, young and hot. And then we go to the nail place together, and the lady at the front, I was like, we both want manicures, pedicures, and I just stand there staring at her. And she's like, okay, right now? I'm like, no, next week.
Why are you talking to that way? You're so mean.
I didn't say it out loud. I was like, yes, actually, right now. And I was very polite, but in my brain, maybe it's my inside brain that's coming physically out.
Because you're probably doing a side eye like, just get your shit together.
Oh, I sold something. This one I did say
Stay
out
on
loud.
track, okay? Stay on track.
It's all the same.
Okay.
It's all the same. I
'Cause you
sold
sound like
something
me.
on Facebook, and I walked out with a gamer chair, and it was Dave's. I've been selling all of his shit. And I walked out, and she goes, Mara? Mara, is that you? Because she goes, I think I'm lost. I go, I think actually I know where you are. You're really close, but you seem to be, I see you circling. So why don't you just stop where you are, and I'll come to you. And she goes, okay, thank you. And then she gets out of her car. She looks at her phone. She looks up. There's three people outside, 2 maintenance people, and a girl holding a chair that she bought. And she goes, Mara, is that you? And I go, yeah, I'm the girl with the chair. I was like, what the?
Some people have no common sense.
So what Dave said is...
Wait, what were you selling a chair? My bad. You work for IKEA now?
I've been selling all of Dave's personal items.
Got it.
Because they're not going to live in my house.
Got it.
I was like, I don't know where you want to put this, but next to the trash seems good to me.
Wow, what kind of chairs he has? He has crates?
No, he bought this Wayfair chair that's supposed to be like human sized, but it was really small, so I
Like a
put it
little
on
person chair.
Facebook Marketplace as a kids gamer chair because
And it's sold.
yeah, people buy anything on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
You have to sell it for cheap, but it's sold. I mean, actually, that sold for $80.
That's not bad.
No, I think you
And
paid
it becomes
$120.
fun when you start selling shit like that.
It's
It
very
becomes fun.
addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. But Dave goes, I was like, why does everybody? I was like, what's the deal out here? Everybody's like stammers. They get so nervous around me.
There's
Why?
not a
What's
lot
happening?
of people interaction or something?
I don't. And he goes, you make people nervous.
Oh.
He goes, it's your energy. You walk in and you're like, I own this bitch. I was like, do I? I try not to. And he goes, well, you walk like a silverback.
That's nice.
I was like, also not attractive.
A woman? Oh, well. No, but I know what he means. Not by you, but I don't think, yeah. That's a compliment.
You think that's a
I
compliment?
think that's because you're a boss bitch. Like, you know what you want. You're clear. But you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. That's their own shit, though.
Yeah.
Stammering and shit. Get
I
your
know.
stuff together. And then when people stammer like that, it's like, come on, dude. Like, get it together.
Oh, that's where we
People
went
don't
right
like
to the
direct.
bank.
People don't like people who are direct a lot. People get uncomfortable with people who are direct. Or when you say things like, just to be clear, this is what we're doing. A lot of people can appreciate that, but other people are just kind of like, because a lot of people go around, they beat around the bush like, no, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, and also,
Right? It's like,
if
this is what
I'm
we're doing.
coming into your job and asking a question, you're the expert.
Be confident.
And
in your,
if I ask you the question, that means that I have a lot of respect for you and you have the information.
Or
Just share
if you
it.
don't have the answer, it's okay, because I don't bullshit.
Right.
I've done that shit before years ago, pretend I knew something, and you come like across like an asshole, and people know when you're bullshitting. So just be like, I can't answer that question. I'll be right back.
Right.
And then go on your phone and Google it. Right in front of them.
I don't know how to do a tricep
I
extension.
don't like that's. Oh, I thought it was your bicep. Oh, excuse me, 1 second. Oh, I have no Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi.
All right, going full circle. Dirtbag client of the month, but this was actually like 2 years ago. I was covering for one of my clients.
Oh,
a
we
different-
still haven't answered this.
Yeah, that's whatever. Just like an extension to the DBS podcast. Yo, so I just have to say, he was a very high maintenance client, meaning my friend trained this guy and he didn't own a pair of gloves. You know, sharing boxing gloves, especially if you're doing personal training, like sharing,
disgusting.
yeah, it's like sharing someone's fucking shoe. But he was like a high maintenance, very flamboyant, type from like, and he was like, it's a fashion, and and he led his walks with his belly, with his hands, flutters on the side, and he was attitude. He would like roll his eyes at everything, and dogs. He was so rude most of the time. Just passing, he had this air about him, but I was always very friendly with him, and we got along for the most part. So I took it on. 6 o'clock in the morning, right? There was a session. I'm there at 1:45. He texts me, where can I get coffee around here? And I was like, it's 5:45, maybe 7-Eleven. He types out, I'm not doing, in caps, I'm not doing 7-Eleven coffee. Well, too fucking bad. You should have made coffee at 4.
At home.
Yeah, at home. So he comes in with an attitude, doesn't say good morning and everything. I get it, it's fucking early, right?
Yeah.
So I lend him a pair of gloves. Because I was like, do you have gloves? He's like, no, I usually use Brian's. And I was like, well, Brian's not here. I don't have the key to the lock. Or the combination's locked. Do you know the combination? He's like, I don't either. And he's like rolling his eyes, like looking up at the sky. So I say, here's a pair of gloves. So we start boxing, and every time he punches the bag, he looks at the glove and gives it a dirty look.
Like it's the glove's
Yeah.
fault that he
And he's like,
sucks.
what's with these gloves? I can't take it.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm like, what's with the glove? I'm not sure. Maybe if you punched with the first 2 knuckles and then it slapped the bag, you'll feel. He's like, they just don't feel right. And so I got him another pair. Now I'm reducing myself to this guy's behavior.
Yes.
Right? So I give him another pair of gloves, a nice fitting. And then he's rolling his eyes. I said, these are the best gloves I got. I'm sorry. You're like the Three Bears. And there's not a perfect fit.
Get your own gloves.
Yeah. And then
Did you say I would advise you to get your own gloves?
yeah, I said, just so this doesn't happen again, you could purchase your own gloves. I can send you links. So now there's this give and take, but I'm being very professional. I'm being very clear. I'm being polite. And he can't take it because I'm not feeding into his bullshit. Also, he's one of these people that he wants me to dance for the fucking session. And I get that. And I will do that. Meaning, I'll be very enthusiastic about the session. People pay good money for a one-on-one session. I'm going to be funny. I'm going to keep you motivated. I'm going to count down. Come on, you got 10 seconds. I'm going to do that. But you got to inspire me to want, you got to give me good energy.
You got to show up to work.
You got to show up to work, right? So I'll do that if your energy is good. But if you're going to be this fucking asshole, so now I kept it mass structured. I was like, yeah, when you step to your left, you got to step, make sure you land on your toes. And he didn't it was like a boxing academy class. He was like, yeah, I'm not sweating. I was like, well, maybe if you push a little harder.
Oh.
It was getting like that. And I was being nice, but I was like, yeah, if you push a little more harder, get your hip involved, pivot on your back foot. And he's like, and he's rolling his eyes. So in the middle of the round, I'm having to do very structured and working very diligently. He can't stand it. Because usually, the way he was trained, and I put air quotes, it's like, 1, 2s, now jumping jacks.
Oh,
1,
God.
2s, 1, 2s. Okay, give me 5 burpees. And there's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving him that. I wasn't going to,
You were doing form.
I was giving him form, and because his form needs to be corrected. So, he finally says, in 20 minutes in, he says, I can't do this. This is not fun. I'm like, I'm sorry it's not fun, but there's a correct way to do this, and you can do it the correct way. And I said, oh, so you don't want to learn how to box? All right, fine. Burpees. And I said, 45 seconds on burpees. Higher. And that was the give and take throughout the session. And he got the workout. He got a good workout. But he left his he left the raps at your raps. And he was leaving shit behind on purpose. I was like, your water bottle. He wanted me to clean up after him.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's a mean person. There's people out there who are mean.
Yeah, you can't treat people like they're
I told
help.
Yeah, and I was very clear with my friend. I was like, I'll never do that again. That was borderline abusive. Other trainers that came in a little later, in the middle, they were looking at me the way he was talking. They were like, yo, this guy's being mad disrespectful. He's like, I can't, this is not fun. Can we do something? When I trained with this person, it's fun, and it's not fun. And
I said, this was just on Monday. I did a Zoom and
I'm sorry for making that voice, but that's just the way he spoke. So I'm sorry, not sorry. That's exactly how he spoke.
I used her full name, first and last, all syllables, because she was complaining so much. And she goes, I think this is inefficient. And I said, no, you're
What do you mean inefficient? What's inefficient?
She was doing a corrective exercise that she was having trouble with because it was a corrective exercise. And I said, this isn't inefficient. This is weird. This is exactly what you asked me for. You only have to do 5 of them. And what's inefficient is that you're talking so much through them. So, and then I said her full name. And then I was like, now do the full movement and stop complaining. Otherwise, I'm just going to end this session.
Yeah. So sometimes there needs to be a break when
Yeah.
you're dealing. And by the way, I want to say that these are rare occurrences. This happened a long time ago. I can count the times it happened. I've trained hundreds of people, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of my people are with me. It's consistent. So, but every now and then, as in life,
And we all have our shitty days where we're shitty people.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
all.
But I think
always
that person is shitty to a lot of people.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just who moves around like that? I would never show up like that to a person providing a service. I would never. It's like treating a waiter, or scoffing at them, clapping and why did you not give me? You didn't give me the full wine list. Can you go down and what would you recommend? And then shit like that.
I had a client, maybe it was this morning, that had a big hole in her vagina, and
in the pants. Yeah. That happened to me one time, and it was kind of hot.
It happened to me, myself. My dog had eaten out the crotch of my pants, and I wore them to work. It was actually Marshall who I was training.
He saw it?
I don't think he saw it much, but I did an exercise, and he goes,
he saw it. You heard me? He saw it?
He saw
Did Marshall see it? Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm getting very, men are very visual, so I'm trying to get the visual of the hole in there, and I imagine it was
a big hole. I have no idea how my
you didn't notice,
big
right?
ass puss did not sense
Well, that's
any
the
of
thing.
the
When it
wind.
happened, and I felt bad for the girl, but I also didn't want to really embarrass her, so I stopped doing exercise that would promote
I
that
went
area.
all the way to the gym, traveled all the way to the gym with this huge ass. It was like,
That's the way this, yeah.
it was huge. Then I had to wear basketball shorts the rest of the day.
With your pale ass legs.
But my client this morning, she bent over in front of her boyfriend, and he goes,
rip?
I think you have a hole in your pants. And then she goes, oh yeah, it's in my vagina. He goes, honestly, I didn't know what was coming out of there.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. It looked like a walnut. It looked like a walnut shell.
Just like her little puss lips just trying to make the escape, you know, and you just don't know what's happening down
That's
there. They're fighting.
hilarious. Yeah, it's jarring when you see like something like that, like, and you're not ready for it.
You don't
when I saw
know.
in the class, like we were doing plank jacks, and I did a double take, and I was like, oh my God, this poor girl. I can't tell her because I don't know her. I was like, I just stopped doing those. I stopped asking for those exercises. But at first I was like,
You gotta tell her.
well, no, I didn't know.
Not in that moment, but at the end of class.
Yeah, nah, I didn't. Because I didn't know her. At first I was like, woo, that's fun. And then I
That
was
is
like,
the best thing about women is they 90% of the time will help each other out. Like,
they won't help men out. Let me tell you something. One time I ate an everything bagel, and I was very enthusiastic about class. I had 4 classes, and I had poppy seed, sesame seed, onion clove, all of my teeth. And you know I show a lot of my teeth from the front to the wisdom.
non-stop teeth.
I was showing a lot of teeth, and everyone was giving me eye contact and then looking away like sharply. And I was like, what the fuck is up with everybody? I'm giving you my best. I'm feeling good today. I ran this morning. And then in my 3rd class, I'm 3 hours in, my boy Mike comes up to me. He's like, dude, clean your face. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, you got poppy seed and shit all in between your teeth. I looked in the mirror, I had like 37 poppy seeds in my mouth. And I yelled at the class. I was like, you motherfuckers, I'm fucking giving you my best. I'm trying to motivate you guys. No one told me that I had shit in my teeth. And they all looked down at the floor and pretended they were tying their shoes.
But for women, they help each other out. They do.
So in a case like that, if I see someone with their ass out, I didn't want to like, I thought she would be horrified.
You're more horrified if by the time you figure it out on your own, you retrace all your steps that your vag was out in the world.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, now I know.
having its own moment.
It was a one-time thing, and I was like, woohoo! And I was like, okay, let's stop doing playing that. But at first I was like, woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
I used to have this one dirtbag client, and then we should probably wrap up because we are over time. I used to have this one dirtbag client who was a doctor who would question everything that I said. Like, I would say, okay, now we're going to do this. And he'd go, why? And what is the function?
God.
And he would stand this close
I had a
to
lawyer
me.
client like that, and he was a fucking drunk.
Oh, God. So you can just smell it. That's
Well, he
the
came in drunk like
worst.
every 13th session. Then he started behaving that way. What's the reason for this?
I had to kick out one guy.
Wait,
It's
finish
always
the-
men that was doing blow, right? And I was like, get the fuck
He
out
would
of
do
here.
blow before the session?
Yeah. And I would be like, I can't train you on blow. Sorry.
So he would do it right in front of you?
He told me some bullshit story about having dust in his house and how he's allergic to it. And then he goes, and then I was doing blow, and I was like, that was this morning? And then he goes, yeah. And I was like, but now it's only 40 minutes late. You just did a bunch of blow? And he's like, well, I mean, I was like, well, I mean, I can't train you. I just repeated him. Okay, but the MD was such a pain in the like 2 hours before his session, every time I'd have to like start breathing.
Yeah,
like when you're like, I don't want to train him. But then one time I came in and I had, remember when earbuds came out and they had that little plastic you could change the size of the earbuds?
Yeah.
So I put it in my ear. I have tiny little ears. I put it in my
so cute and dancing. I have these tiny little ears.
But my vag is huge.
I have these tiny little ear holes.
So I
a
put them in my
platypus.
ear and I pulled the headphone out, but the plastic, the little rubber piece stayed in. And I scratched it, and I thought that I scratched my eardrum because it hurt. But really, I just shoved the thing in further, but I had no idea. And so I was like, okay, maybe it'll, like, maybe I just scratched it and it needs a moment. I slept on it I slept with it in my ear 2 nights. And I had no idea it was there. And then he finally comes in, and I was like, can you look at my ear? It's really red and it hurts so bad. And he goes, yeah, of course. And he takes a regular flashlight, he pulls my earlobe, and he just looks at me and he goes, you fucking retard. I was like, what is it? And he pulls it out and he goes, missing a part of your headphone. And I was like, oh, whoops. My bad. And then I never not hated training him ever again.
Okay, so he looked out for you. So pulling out an earphone is not as bad as Marshy's moth story. He had a moth pulled out his ear. I wish he would have got that on the internet. That would have went viral. And then we could put it on B Frank Network so we all get hits. I want Marshy's moth removal from his ear to be the opening to the DBS podcast. Welcome to the DBS podcast. Dun, 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 with a moth pulling out of his ear.
Marshy!
Yeah, wildness.
We've all done some crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled toilet paper out of my asshole.
Yeah, but you also refused to fuck that girl again because she had a little twisty toilet
I blew
paper
on it like that. It didn't go anywhere. I was like, "Ooh, it's pasty. It's the color of my brown shoes.
It's here to stay.
It's here to stay forever. Ooh, it's determined to stay here. It's like the Taliban is here to take over."
Oh my God, we have to wrap up.
That was fun.
It was so fun.
Wilfred, you're done. We don't need you anymore, Pop. We got this. We're holding it down. Because I don't want to hear someone talk like this. Yo, I'm going in. I'm kidding. I love Wilfred. He's mad at me because I called him Wilbur. Remember when I called him Wilbur?
Yes.
Yo, I guess because the thing is, he doesn't listen to this shit. None of us do. We put out the work, and then you guys listen to it, and then you give us feedback, and we love ya. But one time I called him Wilbur, and he got so offended, and I was like, nah, I was fucking around. I knew your name was, I know your name was Wilfred, and I think he knew I was lying.
You're a horrible liar.
I'm a horrible liar because I called him Wilbur.
You show more gums when you lie. We're like, oh. Okay, Fire Marshal, I know you're lying. Okay, so make sure to check out Sergio Chacon at DBS Podcast and on Instagram, TikTok, whatever he's on. And also follow the show, HNA Pod, and follow me at Mara Merrick. Love you guys. Check us all out at B Frank Network.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.